film.
We have such sights to show you.
Welcome back to Double Maybe View It, a horror podcast. I'm Jesse Spitzer.
And I'm J.R. Lees.
And today we're very excited to talk about Chain Reactions, which is this new? Is it new or is it just newly distributed?
It's just, as of today being like the back half of October 2025, is just hit streaming this week. I think it played festivals last year, and I keep getting all the posters have like 2024 on it, but it just hit where I can see it legally.
Yeah.
Oh, fine.
And this was nowhere near my radar, but you were very excited about it. So you want to kind of introduce what this is?
This is I would call this the ultimate talking head documentary about Tobe Hooper's The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's not just it's a film that talks about the impact that the Chainsaw had on five artists. Mm-hmm. It's not just about the making of the movie. It's not a supplemental feature on a Blu-ray or like a 4K or a Steelbook. This is not something that was made to promote the film. This is independent. This is from Dark Sky Pictures, but it's made to really track the impact the movie had on for fans of it. We've seen movies before that talk about Chainsaw, and American Nightmare talks about how it reflects Vietnam, post-Vietnam in America, and we've seen a lot of docs that talk about the influence it had on the entire genre. But this is one that's very specific to five people and how they love this movie. I'm going to butcher the names here. It's Patton Oswalt, Takashi Miike, Alexandra Heller Nicholas, Stephen King, and Karen Kusama. Mm-hmm. And it's not. Usually these films are shuffled together. You have 10 seconds of Bill Moseley talking about it, 10 seconds of Nick Garris talking about it. This is in 5 chapters. The first chapter is Patton Oswalt, and then it goes for I don't remember. It doesn't feel long enough. But it's
about 20 minutes each.
Each.
Yeah.
So you got 20 minutes, a good bite of each person, and it's not just them talking to camera. It is clips and it is recreations and it's interviews. But this is a love letter to Chainsaw, as brought on by 5 people that love Chainsaw.
Yeah.
And this and I've been waiting for this for a long time. This is teased. I saw this and I was assuming it was going to be on the anniversary Blu-ray from last year. That's just kind of what it was. The market for it is this is going to be disc 3 of a box set kind of thing. So I'm like, I'll have to buy Chainsaw again for my entire shelf of one movie that I can't afford. And then that collection came out, and I found that had the legacy of Chainsaw as the big hour-and-a-half doc. So I'm like, maybe this didn't happen. It was going to, then because there's not a whole lot of press for a documentary. And then I started getting festival play, and then I started seeing clips where it's not just like Stephen King talking on Bravo's 100 Serious Movie Moments. It's him for an entire chunk. And then they teased when Chainsaw played for the anniversary this year. It wasn't always an anniversary. This is the 51st year of Chainsaw. But on August 28th, when they played it again for Chainsaw Day, let's make a holiday out of Chainsaw's, the fictional release date. They played 5 minutes of this afterward theatrically. And I think it was the Patton Oswalt bit, which is kind of perfect. Because he's kind of like the everyone's avatar character. That's them. All nerds talking about movies should be Patton Oswalt. You mentioned to me after you watched this that you want to have every movie introduced by Patton Oswalt, and you are absolutely correct.
Yeah.
This is just a love letter. What do you think of it, first of all, before I go on and brag it up?
So I like I said, this wasn't even on my radar. I always liked Texas Chainsaw Massacre. If you would have asked me a week ago to describe it, I would have described it entirely differently and been a lot more bored, probably sounding. Because I've always liked it, but it's always been kind of I don't know. It didn't blow my mind. After watching this documentary, though, it is probably up there in my top 10 now. Because it's just, like you said, it's just 5 people just gushing about everything. And it's just things that I never thought about. Patton Oswalt is the standout to me. The way that he describes the shot of the sky, and he compares that to Nosferatu with the boat coming in with the diseases and everything. I love the way of doom. Yeah. I love the way he described Nosferatu in general, because it's such a slow movie that it's essentially like a series of horrifying slow moving images.
It's like stills. He said that, and I'm thinking, oh, then like my mind races through it, and I'm just like, is Patton Oswalt a genius? And I'm like, he's absolutely right. It is just a lot of still images, and just the Max Schreck, the real ice. Oh yeah,
yeah, it's so cool. And Patton Oswalt also, to me, prior to this, was like the guy that showed up in sitcoms every now and again. Like, I didn't really know. I'm not super familiar with his work. I think he was in a Blade movie.
It's the third one. Yeah.
That was pretty much the extent of everything I knew about him. But now I'm a huge fan, and I want to seek out more of him just talking about movies, because it's not even. It's just like it's interesting because a lot of these people have these unique perspectives that it's just like, wow, I would have never in a million years thought of it that way. But Patton Oswalt has these takes that are just like, oh yeah, obviously, like that. Of course, that's what that is. And
it's just he's been working for so long as a stand-up to like, to tell the stories and have observational humor, not terrible, not Seinfeld, but like sees it, digests it, analyzes it, then gives it out a certain his slant on it. So him talking about movies, especially when it's something you care about, I'm like, of course he knows exactly how you spot new things and.
Right.
Nosferatu thing. I have to go back and rewatch the original one now, the Murnau one, just because I've never thought about it that way. Because it was, and that was taken to when it was made. It means more. When it comes out, it does its job, and then it comes out later on. A couple years later, you watch it again. Oh, that's a couple years ago. It's a little old, but from like the lens of history, Nosferatu probably has more impact now as being like a lost ark, or yeah. I am like in my head going, hold on, Jesse, I'm gonna just think about Nosferatu now for 20 minutes and go, yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
When was your first encounter with chainsaw?
First, I think I watched it when I was really young, probably because my mom was into all kinds of that genre, slashers and stuff. But I don't really remember it.
She's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. My first memories of it was probably in high school, where I was into it a little bit, kind of. I was kind of like, I don't know. It really didn't hit me that good. I think the first time I watched it and I was like, oh, okay, I'm enjoying this is when you showed it in class forever ago, over a decade ago now, probably. Yeah, but it's always kind of been this thing that's like, I know there's something special here. I know there's like more than just the surface level, but I didn't really dive into it that much. Kind of just accepted it as like what I was fascinated by it, leading up to now is, and they talk about this a lot in the movie, in the documentary, but how it doesn't really show that much, and how it is, it's mostly you have to fill in the blanks, and that's something that I was always fascinated by. Just out of what's the name of the second guy they interviewed, the audition director?
Takashi Miike.
Yeah, he
I was the killer audition. Yeah.
I'm very interested in his perspective because it is so entirely different than mine. And that I love the way he talks about and even, I guess this is even in, I've never seen was it Ishin the Killer?
Ichi
the killer. Yeah, I've never seen that, but I like that clip that they show where he's just like, "Oh, your pain doesn't have any love attached to it." Like it.
I think your next deep dive after Giallo is going to be just Miike by himself. He's got over like 120 movies.
Yeah. Well, so I've tried watching Audition, but the clips are a big turnoff for me. I'm not into like pain in horror movies, and.
That's what Audition is, yeah.
Right. And that's something that he talks about a lot. He's like, he likes to make the audience feel that pain. And I think that's interesting. And I think that's super...
it's a superpower. It's a skill.
Yeah, I think it's super impressive to be able to do that. But it's something that... It's like, when I watch that kind of movie, if it's not working, then I'm bored. And if it is working, then I'm not having a good time.
I've only seen Audition... at home on like DVD or on Joe Bob or something. I never saw that in a theater. I don't know if I could handle Audition in a theater.
Just like
if it's a giant wall of all that, even on the small screen, there's a pause button for a reason.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I need to go pee. I'm like, I need a break, because it is, when you finally get around to watching it, it is like an hour 10 slow build. and then just as I get my hand away from the microphone, snap, and it's full on, and it's just
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I see his inspiration from Chainsaw on that. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, they show the clip of the guy getting his foot cut off with a piano wire, and just it's so subtle, but the way that like the skin moves with the wire, it's just enough to just be like, nope, I'm out. I can't do it.
And again, it's the chainsaw thing is you don't see a lot of them. I mean, you see it, you see it in your mind, the mind's eye, but like what they show, and then they show her reaction to it, and then his reaction. That little bit of his skin moving under the wire, and it's just a wire on his skin, but because we have the sound of this, and then the reaction, I know I saw the wire hitting bone and ligament and all that kind of stuff. Even though well, it's like in Chainsaw, the Pam and the hook in the back.
Yeah.
As a kid, I know I saw that, but again, grainy, cruddy VHS.
Sure.
And that's one thing I we're watching the chain reactions, and they had. Because famously, this movie was even growing up in the 70s, not 70s, but the 80s when you had VHS, and then every time you watch a tape, it degrades a little bit, but it's a copy of a copy of a copy. Even the ones you're getting from the video store has been a copy, Vidmark and stuff. So it keeps getting grainier, and of course the aspect ratio is wrong, but it's murkier. Was it Oswald who said he didn't know there was green in the movie? It was always yellow. It was always yellow and stuff.
Yeah.
And then you watch all the copies you get now are these pristine. Even Tubi has like a beautiful print of it. But the one I grew up in was a cruddy yellow. Now there wasn't scratches. It was just bad color, and it was like kind of blurry. And so that hides all the seams. So you're like, oh, I know I saw that hook go in the back. It was kind of a bit rotten picture. The tracking was off. But I know that hook goes in the back, and like, there's blood spraying everywhere. No, you don't see any of that. It's entirely matched action, and it's just,
Yeah, it's the cell, it's her reaction to it, and then like just the way that her body just stops. It's just like it's so just like, oh my Lord. It's so like visceral. But yeah, it's not there's nothing there, which is crazy.
The chain reaction makes me want to go find a cruddy VHS copy of it and watch it the way I watched it. Like the nostalgia factor isn't watching it again because I've seen this 100 times.
Sure.
But I want to see the 4x3. I want to see I want to have like the Rodriguez come in and do like a digitally scratched up copy of it just to watch once.
Yeah.
Just to be like the way it was. But anyway, the chain reactions is this. It's the way movies used to be when you're sitting around with someone and then you have a long conversation with someone about a movie. It's kind of like what a lot of podcasts are when they have a guest on talking about a topic. Mm-hmm. But having, Oswald and then King's, oddly enough, Stephen King's story about Chainsaw was appreciative of it, but it wasn't like, he didn't talk much about his first seeing of it, whereas everyone else kind of like remembered, I mean, King did too. But he thought like in the 80s in a theater and whatnot. Yeah. But like everyone else had this wet room they were in, the angle, what seat they had, Yeah. I love the ultimate handshake. Go ahead.
Stephen King little segment, or I guess it's not little, they're all the same size, but his segment of it was I liked it a lot because you could tell this is just a side about, I love Stephen King just in general, the person. I love that when he talks about movies, how he kind of goes off on tangents, because you're watching the documentary and he's going on about what's the movie? He goes on this long tangent about a different movie.
The Haunting.
Is that what it was?
A little bit. The Castle film. Not Castle, yeah.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah.
He calls it Haunting of Hill House, and I'm kind of going, it's just a haunting, but that's Stephen King.
But then when he finally comes back around to talking about Chainsaw, it's like, oh, yeah, that's what we're talking about. But he's interesting. I love how much he loves, like he's just so not a snob about horror, and I love that so much because he's earned being a snob if he wanted to be, but like no, he just like talks up all these movies that are made. Like he goes on a tangent about Evil Dead as well, like how he was blown away by like how they did. Like the tracking shots in through the forest and stuff compared to how Kubrick did it with The Shining, which I think was just, he just wanted to take a jab at The Shining, but
any little punch you can put in there. Yeah. No, but you should read Dance Macabre's entire book about other people's work, where he talks it up. And he's given all the props and like the love of certain movies and like the even the rubber suit monsters and stuff. But
Yeah.
he kind of like he craps on Amityville Horror, and then builds up something like a couple years ago he wanted to do a Jason Voorhees sequel. I'm like, that's never going to happen. But how cool would that be if suddenly I'm going to write a Friday the 13th Part 36,
right.
because I can. We'll have Tarantino direct it. It'll be great.
Sure, yeah. And I also really loved the who was the last the woman in the end?
Karen Kusama.
Yeah, she made me really want to rewatch this again, because I rewatched it prior to watching the documentary, and now I want to watch it again. But her takes were really fascinating to me about just about America and capitalism and things like that, and like the idea of this family, regardless of what you think about the family, like what would be the outcome to them being left behind by like a evolving society kind of thing, where it's like super interesting. I never really gave a lot of thought to, like, prior to this watching this documentary and stuff, I didn't really give too much thought to the villains, like their perspective of things. Even like little things like him having like a little panic attack moment when a third intruder has entered his house that he's had to kill, and he's just like, where are these people coming from? What's happening? It's like, oh, he's just defending his home. Like, leave the guy
from
alone.
their point of view, it's their house. These kids keep walking in trying to steal stuff pretty much. And like he's getting upset. She had a comment about every time she watches it, she sees something new. And I'm like, we're watching the doc, and then I'd never noticed that Pam is wearing like flip-flops. And then I know that she wasn't wearing them, and I knew in my head that she they're down the swimming hole. And then I know she had them on. I've always known she had them on in the bone room, just because it's one of those kind of things. So I could be they were too painful. But then I consciously knew that she doesn't have them on when she's hanging there by the hook. I never thought, when did they go bye-bye? But it's when it's the exterior shot when they come to the door out on the porch, they go flying off.
Yep.
I'd never seen it before until they played in this doc a couple of times. And I'm like, I've seen this easily 100 times, and I've never noticed that until the section of the documentary about seeing things for the first time.
Yeah.
You need to pick. You've seen The Invitation, Kusama's film? I think it's a Netflix movie.
I don't recall.
That's worth picking up for the last 2 minutes, and not to doesn't something ruin anything. The last 2 minutes of that thing is one of those. It sticks with you. It's one of those. I'm gonna go turn all the lights on.
What's that one about?
Nope, not saying it.
Oh, okay.
No, I'll send you a link to it. But it's one. I know if I describe it, I will ruin it.
It sounds familiar, but that's such like a kind of a generic title.
It's intentionally like a misleading title. It's not like Audition, where it's trying to have a big twist like that. But I know because I haven't watched it in a couple of years. If I try and describe enough, I will say to try and sell it to you, I will end up ruining the joy of it and stuff.
Fair enough.
Oh geez, the Miike stuff. I loved his observation about not observation, his thank you. He'd worked with Hooper at least on the same projects, but I don't know if he ever met him or not. I mean, it's a half a world apart, but they were on Masters of Horror together. Miike did Imprint, and then Hooper did Dance of the Dead. The first, I think they'll probably both, but I don't think those guys ever met each other. They're probably working. I know most of the ones were shot in Canada, but I'm sure Miike didn't fly over here for that one.
Yeah.
But him just talking about how, without he owes his whole career to watching Chainsaw that day when he should have been watching Charlie Chaplin movie.
Yeah.
Which is and I love the little post scene where he's like going, and the I give credit to the filmmakers. They don't do the Werner Herzog and make themselves part of the story. They're not in it. You never hear them except the time when the director asks off camera to Miike, "Have you ever seen it?" And then Miike just kind of goes, "No, I didn't. I'm afraid I would ruin it. I don't want to see it. My whole career is based on having not seen it. If I do it now, I'll just go back and work at like a deli or something."
I love that he gives a little pause before answering too. It's almost as if he's ashamed for never seen it.
It is like, I'm a filmmaker, and I probably should say I've seen this and it's live, but after you see Chainsaw, you don't go back to Charlie Chaplin. It's just not a thing.
Yeah, I also liked his perception of Texas after watching it was that it was like this dangerous wasteland, pretty much. It's like, oh, this is what Texas is like.
He's not wrong, really. Oh, it is just. But I mean, there's three great documentaries about Chainsaw. There's The Shocking Truth. I think came out in the 80s, and that was a bunch of the cast and crew coming together to
Yeah, I
talk
watched
about
that
the
as
film.
well.
Yeah, I love that. It's
Very different than this one.
very different because it's first person. It's they're talking to you from their experiences, and it is that would be like a DVD special feature done years later, you know. Because and it's not made by anyone that owns the film, so they can and it's very much just footage of them because they don't have the rights to a lot of footage from the film, so it's kind of dry, but it's great seeing Gunnar Hansen talk about it. It's great seeing the guys. I remember the grandpa has a lot of great scenes because he doesn't have any lines in the movie, but he's good in the doc. And there's a bunch of docs along the way. The Legacy of the Chainsaw Massacre, which is on the anniversary edition, is very editor Fangoria. You've got Mick Garris again. Everyone who made the guys behind the 3D one, the Texas. What is the 3D one? Is it Texas Massacre? Is it Texas Chainsaw Massacre? Or is it Texas? The dropped
sure.
word. I think it's just Chainsaw. I mean, the technically it's Texas Massacre, which is weird.
I did read online. I don't know if this is true or not, but I read online that there is no two Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies with the same title, which seems crazy to me. Like they all either have a the or a space in between.
Because Hooper's first original is Chainsaw, 2 words, and then what is the remake is the Texas Chainsaw, 1 word Massacre. And I think the Netflix one is Texas Chainsaw Massacre. No article.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like Evil Dead. There's Evil Dead, and then Evil Dead 2, Armed Darkness, Evil Dead, no article, and then like they have to keep it. It's not like Halloween where there's 15 movies called just Halloween.
Yeah.
We're different. We're special. But the Legacy one, and it's on the anniversary edition. It's on YouTube, but especially I don't feel bad watching it there. But you have like Adam Marcus who directed like Jason Goes to Hell and wrote the 3D one. And it's everybody. It's not talking about their sequels. It's talking about how great the first film is. And Mick Garris again. You've got Fede Alvarez who produced the Netflix one, and that's a neat talking head thing. And it's kind of it's on point and it's very organized. But you're getting each person for like 5 seconds, and you can watch 10 minutes of it and feel like you've seen a lot. This thing is so Chain Reactions. I really loved how it was just one person for a good 20 minutes. Yeah. It is sitting there like it used to be back in the day. This is kind of what we're doing here. After you watch a movie, go it's like True Romance. Get a piece of pie and some coffee. After the movie, we're going to go have a piece of pie and have coffee. I don't eat pie and I hate coffee. So Coke Zero. But sitting there with Patton Oswalt for 20 minutes and talking about his first time watching the movie and how he saw it and how many times, I wonder how many movies, I want to see a documentary made about, they made me watch it. Kind of like the name of the podcast. Hey. All these older brothers that drug neighbor kids down into the family room. Hey, you're going to watch Parent Trap, Tourist Trap. We're going to watch Motel Hell,
Parent Trap, that was my childhood. Being forced to watch Parent
That's a horrifying movie. That's a horrifying, there's 2 of them. They're cousins, but they're not. If you think about it, that's a horrifying, premise.
Sure.
They're separated at birth. They're thrown. No one cares about enough to actually tell them that they actually have a sibling. Let's go to camp.
Yeah.
Toss on a hockey mask. It'll be great. But I mean, I never. So like sharing movies. The way I grew up, no one else liked this stuff but me. And I would try. Like that's probably why I do it so much now. I would try and find someone. Hey, have you seen? Hey, who here's seen? Twitch of the Death Nerve. Where's Spitzer at? Come on. And like, but like, and then I'd friends in college would, but I don't have that nights when you're 12. A couple times, like I think Freddy 2 was a thing that everyone had seen on some weekend at a party, and then like on Monday we're all talking about it. And I'm like, oh, I must know more about this. Who is this Freddy 2? What is he having revenge? What is he revenging about? But yeah, I found these movies like I'd be babysitting at someone's house for friends of my mom. And they go, hey, my mom had this rule, no horror movies, because I don't know why. Look at me now. That stopped at some point. But and they would ask me, we're going to babysit the kids. We're going to get you a pizza and rent some movies from the grocery store. And I, it's a small town. I knew I knew what the grocery store had. Mm-hmm. What do you want to watch? I want to watch Chainsaw. I'd never seen it, and I knew the copy. I have the poster of the version that I saw, the media. It's got the really cruddy. It's not in the movie. The chainsaw looks weird. It's coming at you. It's really pretty blues and stuff. And that was one of those ones that once I put the kids to bed that night, I'm putting Chainsaw. I'm sitting 3 inches from the TV, and it scarred my soul in a beautiful way. I was just because I couldn't have it loud, Yeah. And I think I watched Chainsaw. That was like a Friday night. And I watched Chainsaw 2 the next night. And I was like, well, I'll babysit again just because it's the whole, I'm going to run them both.
You don't have to pay me. Just pay me.
Yeah, just
rent
you
a DVD,
keep the pizza.
peaches.
Keep the pizza this time. I'm gonna sit here and just, again, this far from the screen, the greatest thing ever.
A lot of my early watching of horror movies was because I was the odd man out in my family. I was the one non-horror fan growing up. Everything was too intense for me, too scary. I have a memory of the first time I ever watched Return of the Living Dead. It was family movie night. We were all together watching this movie, and pretty early on, it was too much for me. And I remember my mom was just like, "Oh, just go to your room and do whatever while we're watching this movie. You don't have to sit here and watch it." And I was like, "Oh yeah, okay." So I leave, and then now I'm just alone in a room after just had seen what I had saw. So I ended up returning.
Yeah.
So I ended up returning back to the living room. That's how I ended up watching a lot of the movies. That's probably how I watched Chainsaw the first time. But
Your mom didn't sneak into the bathtub with you with the chainsaw.
No.
With the curtain. Okay.
Yeah, no, I protected myself by not remembering. So
You're like that. Oh, that reminds me. It did. Yeah. So we had a beta player, and it wasn't like I'm that old. I mean, I am, but the rest of the world. We're from California, and out there you had beta tapes. People rented tapes. We come to Iowa, and it's VHS here, so we had like a beta player, and then you could maybe rent stuff in the city. I think the big bustling city. So when we finally got a VHS player. Maybe I'm 14, like just I'm probably driving, So, but we had a VHS then. You got it for Christmas. I go down to the gas station and I rented A Nightmare on Elm Street on Christmas, and it just pissed everybody off because they wanted me to go rent Miracle on 34th Street. I'm like,
right.
it's 2 in the afternoon. Christmas is over. The tree's coming down. I've never seen Elm Street before, Maybe I didn't drive. Maybe I was younger than that. Maybe it was like 12, 13. It's hard to remember. But me watching, I remember justifying it. Well, his sweater's, red and green.
It looks warm.
It's Christmassy. It's cold. It's obviously cold in California where the neighborhood is, with the palm trees in the background. Supposed to be in Illinois.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't. It was just me. I had the tiny little TV. The tracking and the vertical hold was busted on it, so I had to scrunch it down so it wouldn't roll. And I would watch them 3 inches away because of the one speaker. Then I discovered headphones worked on it. Then it's a whole new world.
Hell yeah, you can really get that what's the word?
It's just, well, when you have headphones,
immersion.
It's
that's the one.
Immersion. There we go.
Yeah.
And it helps having when you watch them in your room, headphones on. It helped because if every once in a while you would get a Return of the Living Dead where you have Linnea quickly running around naked for 90 minutes.
Yeah,
it's good to be shunted off in the your room where you're just no one else wants to watch this. I'm like, rewind, watch that again, rewind.
Yeah.
Oh, she's just dancing. It's exercise. It's cardio. Yeah.
Another thing with the title we were talking about. I love that bit that they include of Patton Oswalt's stand-up where he's talking about how people need to grow a pair when they're naming their movies. He's like, greatest movie title of all time, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's like you're watching the movie.
As you say it. Truth in advertising.
Yeah.
Oh, The English Patient. Oh, The Hand That Rocks the Cradle. It's
what is
the Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
Yeah. They mentioned the name of the movie in Japan too. I can't remember what it was, but it was something.
It was very fancy. It was very, It
was like
almost
the Devil's Sin or something like that.
Yeah. I would, because Miike, Lord and Savior Takashi Miike, he thought it was like an erotic thriller. He said, right?
Yes.
Because the poster has her.
I need to see the poster.
Well, I think they show a flash of it, and it's like she's sitting there on the hook, but you don't see the hook, so she just has her hands up and her head's leaning back, and you can kind of see how that would be misconstrued as being like, oh, she's in an embrace.
Yeah.
But I'm like, then so he's watching it. Okay, the first half an hour. Oh, they're hooking up. They're in a van. They're gonna go swimming. They're gonna probably make out a little bit. Some American lovin'. No, yeah. Every time I watch it now, we keep forgetting the doc. My favorite part now is the fact that when they go to the house the first time, and not the first time when Pam's already gone through and had the thing. When Jerry comes back to the house looking for everybody, and he notices the blanket on the front steps, Like, 'cause they go on, they went to the swimming hole, they get offed. Sally's boyfriend goes looking for him, and then there's a shot where he notices that the blanket is there on the deck, on the porch of the house, and that's why he thinks it's okay for him to go inside looking for him, because clearly they're here. That's their beach towel, their blanket.
Right.
And I just noticed that recently, because it was one of those things where why is everyone going in the house? Why do they can? But it wasn't a close up on it. They didn't like show him face, and they didn't show his face. Show the blanket back to his face. He just kind of looks over at it, and I'm pretty sure that the VHS copy, you can't. It's probably cropped off.
Sure,
you can't see. But that little deliberate thing. Now that's what I noticed the most. And now I'm sure when I watch it again in an hour, I'll be watching for Pam's flip flops to fly off again.
Yeah.
That'll be my new favorite thing. But the and I'm just rambling because I love this movie so much.
No,
I know I've seen most of the alternate takes. I don't watch a lot of deleted scenes in movies. I know I've seen this one. I probably got it 20 years ago, the DVD. But I'd forgotten it, or I never saw it, or it's new to this thing. But when he's going crazy with the saw and he's dancing and he's being all upset, for some reason, whenever Gunnar Hansen, Leatherface, and he throws it, and it just makes me every time. Because I'm just like, and it's partly because I didn't know he ever threw it. I didn't know if it's supposed to be. He was told to do it. I didn't know if it slipped. You know.
Yeah.
Is Gunnar Hansen the guy that I've watched him in this movie and subsequent stuff forever? Was he mad? Is he going to trying to hit someone with it? Not hurt anybody, but is he frustrated? But seeing the saw go flying, and it's not fake. It's literally, because I mean, if you throw something, it can spin, and he could have gotten hurt. But but also it's new, and it's a new footage. I've watched this thing so many times. You know, it's it's new, but even watching it, because the trailer for the documentary showed that, and I was like, and I asked someone who the people I know that saw the trailer in the theater before the anniversary on Chainsaw Day. I asked them that, and they're both going, I didn't notice if the chainsaw went flying. You're a weirdo. Just let me drive through, okay? You know, whatever it was. And now I'm watching them going, that's just the most amazing, because I think it's the shot of the movie. Because it ends with, he spins, and it's like 4 spins, and then he stops, and it's supposed to be, he comes around and he pauses for a second, and he goes back in and cuts the black, and it's over. I think it's right after that when it flies out, like he's just done. And I'm like, the art to have that be the take right and cutting it before he throws it, it does have the power of like he's gonna pounce because it was literally gonna throw it, but it's just such a powerful. Hooper was great, and I wish he got half the respect he got. Yeah,
I love the Stephen King talks about how he was just such a good filmmaker, and that like you can plan out all these things, but when you're on set, that's when the good ideas start coming out. I love his little tangent about like, oh, you get notes from the studio, and I hate the notes.
Well, that's why Chainsaw is so damn good, because they made it with they got money. It doesn't matter where they got it from. It wasn't from a studio. It was like from the mob. If you look in the
yeah, that's crazy.
Brian Stent, but they had money. They're not getting any notes from anybody. It's just and then they had no release date. Like independent film has no release date. You make it, you keep working it, you keep editing it, you keep polishing it until it sells, until someone goes to go see it. So we had I think it was a year and a half, kind of like Corpses and Devil's Rejects. They had all this time because they didn't have a release date. They can keep making it better and better and better. And then the next movies, like Hooper, they brings on a crew, and it's okay. They're getting paid by the hour to edit this thing, not by the hour, but yeah. So it doesn't have that same sort of like finesse of just polish and you paint it up. Like you go to a museum and a painting's been done. there's brushstrokes hidden by brushstrokes.
Right.
But yeah, I love King talking about. I kind of worked with him once on Sleepwalkers, and they show the scene.
Oh yeah.
And then in my head, I'm going, dude, he directed The Mangler in Salem's Lot. Like he's kind of tied to your, but he never worked. He was never on Salem's Lot. I know King didn't go near the Mangler set because I don't think he would want to go near the Mangler set.
I'm not familiar with The Mangler.
Same director is Tobe Hooper, and it's later on. It's after. I mean, it's still good Hooper. It's still for a completist, you should definitely watch it.
Sure.
Robert Englund. It's about a laundry machine that kills people.
Oh.
It's in one of King's short stories.
Yeah, I think I actually remember. Is that in Skeleton Crew? Maybe.
I want to say yeah, because I know it's. I think it's the same one as The Mist, so it's probably Skeleton Crew. Yeah. And it's a fun story. I mean, it's one of those things where I'm not saying anything about public intox or anything, but the ending is like it's the perfect. the movie ending and the book ending are different. The short story ending, but he got to a point writing it, and he's like, "Well, I've come this far," and the lawn machine just walks away, just goes down the street to eat people. Yeah,
Good stuff.
so good. So good.
Yeah, I think I was super interested in what was the name of the other documentary that I watched?
The Shocking Truth.
Yes,
The old one. Yeah.
I love that documentary because it's so frank. Like no one's
frank, the perfect word for it.
Yeah, no one's pulling any punches. There's even like they're talking about the release, and I think it was maybe the art director. I can't remember who it was that was just like, yeah, it wasn't very good. Like it's just a quick cut of his opinion.
Oh, what's his name? Is it Bob Burns?
I'm not
Something
sure.
like that. But the guy that he would, if it's the guy I'm thinking of, but yeah, he didn't waste any time. That was stupid. Well, then when he talks about if it's the guy that did like the mask and like all the woodworking and like the teeth and the body, if he'd find a possum, he'd flip it upside down.
Oh yeah. Oh, I love that story of I would never hurt your possum.
Yeah. It's so good.
Or armadillo. Yeah.
Armadillo. Thanks. Yeah, there's the possum is one of the alt takes they don't use, but yeah, there's just so much. And then Shocking Truth. I remember that was advertised in Fangoria back then for like $9.95. Yeah, mail it away, but I didn't trust mail-in ads, and I didn't, so I finally found the DVD somewhere and spent way too much money on it. I have it at home, and now it's on every release and it's everywhere. I'm sure it's on Tubi right behind me right now, playing on the wall. But I love that one. If you want to have a good companion piece to that one, I'm assuming it's the same commentary on all of them now. But the one from like the 74, 84, 94. Probably like the 30th anniversary DVD. The commentary it's Daniel Pearl, the cinematographer, who also did like the remake and then some of the Jason remake. Daniel Pearl, Toby Hooper, and then Gunnar Hansen. And apparently, the only reason Daniel Pearl he's a big music video DP. Okay. All the money from that. So it was Toby Hooper and Gunnar Hansen. We're paid to come on and do a commentary for this DVD. And Hooper's like, I don't want to be in with Gunnar Hansen. He's going to kill me because I made money off this, but no one made money in the movie except for, and he's going to. So Mr. Dan, Pearl, come on here and help me out. And it's you can listen to it, and you don't know why it's odd for the first 20 minutes because everyone's talking. They're very polite. Gunnar Hansen is very soft spoken. He's a poet. He's a writer. Mm-hmm. Leatherface because he's 6'5".
Right.
But it's very awkward in the beginning how the Leatherface and the DP are talking, and then Hooper's kind of chewing on his cigar in the background, kind of being quiet, and he kind of starts talking more, and then about halfway through they're all like laughing and having a good time. Aww. And you find out later on it was because Hooper was terrified. This guy's going to jump me because last time I saw him was at some screening where because he got more back end than it's his movie.
Yeah.
But the rest of the cast and crew, instead of getting like a percent, they got a percent of 1% because the mob took everything else.
That's crazy. I would love to learn more about that.
It's on. I'll see the doc. It's on one of the. I think it's on the Chainsaw 2 doc. Oddly enough. Okay. And they go in there, and then they have this one a Texas money man who just sits there. And I think his line is, "I don't give a shit anymore. They can come after me." So the Bryanston Films was the mob. They made Deep Throat. Then they put our movie out. And anyway, they're also the ones that didn't want him, McConaughey, and he's like he doesn't give a crap. Yeah. He knows that no one with any kind of money is going to watch this. He's because of his point of view. Some guy's in my office with a camera. I gave him an hour. Yeah. He gave me $100 to come talk on the camera. Okay. And he's just, you're never going to, is there film on the camera? You're never going to go in. And everyone I know has seen this thing 40 times. Like, that's why McConaughey, that's why Chainsaw 4 didn't come out for another 5 years. Yeah. They changed the title because of what? All this kind of stuff. Yeah. Because there's like the crew was given, you all get, sharing points and you get 1% of the film's gross. But crazy. No, you're all getting, you're all sharing 1%. So every actor, all the crew, everyone is sharing 1% or something. I'm not sure about the math. So their first check, and like Gunnar Hansen, there's my introduction to the Chainsaw. I'm rambling now. I'm saying Jason's talking to me. No, my thing. And I've said this before. This is like this movie so much to me. How I found it, and I was the lonely kid who found Chainsaw, and it was like I saw it. The poster's kind of famous, but I always see it all grainy. And then Fango, the second issue I had of Fangoria was Chaz Ballin, my favorite, columnist writer of that kind. Interviewed Gunnar Hansen on the set of like Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers. So no one cares about that. It was an interview with Leatherface, and he's going through it, and that's how the article, I think that's how the story about the 1% I heard about it, how he was kind of mad about Get Screwed, how they invited him to come back for number 2, but weren't going to pay him anything more because he was the first one. And how that's where they talk about they all had to share a percent. He was, but the reason I love it, because that in the end of that, when the writer Chaz Malin is like talking to Leatherface, and he's kind of like, he got all verklempt as to say, and then Leatherface is like, it's okay, you can love this stuff, and he's like, it's okay, Leatherface, give me permission, I can love this. And I'm like, that's me, because I would have to hide it and go, I don't care, because it's like when you're 14, 13, it's okay, I don't like it. Yeah, you like your family? They kind of suck.
It's cool to be jaded.
Hey, yeah, it's cool to be jaded. Even back then, before we knew what that meant. So I have that's like the issue I have, like, laminated, and it's that kind of thing. Like, that's the moment. So listen to this movie was entirely hit me in the whole. Why does Patton Oswalt love it so much? Why does Stephen King love it? Now I have my story why I love it. No one's going to put me in a documentary because it would be boring, But it's like everyone has that story of why they love these kind of things. So we're talking about this kind of thing of why we love certain kind of things. It's all that kind of stuff.
That's a huge bonus on this, the Chain Reactions, because of the way it's edited and because it is segmented into the person telling the story. It allows them to tell a story. Like, it lets them cook, and they can. It's just I don't think I've ever seen a documentary quite like this, where it is just like the subject is the chapter name.
Everyone wants to shuffle them. Everyone wants to shuffle together and have 5 guys make the same point, which makes sense. Anything, whether it's a true crime thing or even a news story, JFK assassination, anything important, they always they have every 5 guy backing up, and then they have a point arguing it. But this is just they wanted to, and again the title. I mean, it's a fun pun.
Wow, just now hit me.
This hit you on it? Yeah. And the power of English, man. I forgot this title. The only reason I remember this title so well is because when I'm trying to look for it online when it's coming out, I would type in the Chainsaw documentary, and there's like 40,000 of them. Yeah. Every DVD has 2 on there, so I would go through them. Like, no, look for the years, and then I see 2024, which is last year as I was recording this, but this is 2025, so it can't be the right one. Finally, they go, oh no, Chain Reactions, because it's their reactions to Chainsaw, and it means. Yeah, okay. And then now I remember it because, don't feel like you didn't notice it. I had to have it be beat on my head for countless searches. It was like, what's the one with Patton Oswalt?
Yeah. And like you said, usually like a documentary like this, they would want to edit it together. It's like, oh, we'll have 5 seconds of Patton Oswalt talking about the title, and then Stephen King talking about the title and so forth. But this is, you almost wouldn't be able to do it that way because their perspectives are so unique, and like everyone is kind of going off in their own direction, talking about their own thing, which is really interesting too. A quote I wanted to mention when we were talking about how no one got paid for that first one is I can't remember who it was that says it in the other doc, but they say that if they would have spent the same amount of hours working at McDonald's, they would have made more money.
Oh yeah,
which is just crazy to me, and it's so heartbreaking watching the part of the documentary where, not Chain Reactions, but the other one, where
Shocking Truth,
yeah, where they're talking about when the movie was released and how it was like it became this big thing, and everyone was just like, oh, okay, here we go, here comes this payday.
Here's that first check.
We're gonna be living an easy life from now on because of this terrible.
We made it, Ma. We did it. Yeah. You all laughed at me when I was smelling like formaldehyde for that whole summer, but now here's that first check. And what was the check for? How much?
It's like $500 or something.
Yeah, it's like it's like yeah. And then Gunnar Hansen, one article goes, yeah, later on we had lawyers involved, and they gave us more checks, but it was still nothing compared to, we'll never know how much Chainsaw made.
Right, or where that money went.
Oh, we know where it went. It went into we know it's buried next to Gotti and the end of the giant stadium somewhere. But yeah, just imagine, because this thing played. I mean, I think this is playing in drive-ins, just hand over fist money.
Yeah,
forever. It's kind of like it was for Rocky Horror until I think people realized it was the mob depth, and they kind of stop. Let's pull these prints off.
Yeah, they said that by the time they got into like a good legal position to get that money, like there was no money left. Like it was just like, man, that sucks. That just sucks.
I want them to go out. There was a guy. Oh geez, I'm gonna remember the name. He was working on a script called South Texas Blues, and I should almost look it up right now. He was trying to make a movie about the making of Chainsaw, and it was gonna be Hooper was gonna be a character in it. He's on. I should talk for a second, okay? I'm gonna look this guy's name up because it's important.
Sure. I think the only person. What's that?
Go ahead.
I think the only person we haven't really spoken about in this doc was the woman from Australia, and I'm not familiar with her work at all. But I like that she kind of was talking about how the way that the movie looks, it reminded her a lot of Australian film, and they show a movie poster. I can't remember what the movie is, but it's next to the Chainsaw poster. I think that maybe it's just the Australian Chainsaw poster, but they looked like identical almost.
Yeah.
I thought that was interesting. I
can see, but it does. I mean, all the yellow. I always thought that Texas was a desert. The heat and just comes pouring off of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's hard to watch that without feeling the heat. It's crazy.
Well, and then they shot that, especially in like I think the Shocking Truth goes into it more about the making of it. They shot, and I've never heard the same how long that last day of shooting was. I remember.
Oh yeah.
It was 12 hours, which is kind of normal, and goes to 20 hours. Then it was like 48 hours.
Yeah.
28. Yeah. It was like the whole weekend, and people are dying, and the meat's cooking, and all that kind of stuff. And it's shot in the day.
I love
there's blankets up. You can't have air conditioner because it ruins the sound, and it's just they don't have air conditioner anyway.
Yeah. I love the boom operator. It was like I was in the worst position because I was up high and the stink would rise.
It would waft up to my nose. Dottie Pearl, the DP's wife, like stabbed herself with formaldehyde because he was putting formaldehyde in like the rotten meat.
Yeah. And
it went through like a chicken leg or whatever it was into her arm or whatever it was. And she's like, am I gonna die now? And we're like going, I don't know, maybe. Let's just run her off to the thing, But the one doc I was talking about, or not doc, movie, it's a guy named Christopher Garantano. I don't want to say it wrong. But his plan was to make a movie, kind of like The Player is a Paramount Plus, the making of The Godfather, not The Player. The Offer is the movie about the making of The Godfather. So everyone's, they're making the movie with Marlon Brando. It's supposed to be really good. Again, secondhand, but
sure.
So South Texas Blues is supposed to be a movie about the making of. They were going to cast the guy played Toby Hooper. He made it into a comic book instead. So I'm kind of hoping that now, if we get a little bit of traction off Chain Reactions, and with the Ed Gein monster thing on Netflix, and then they recreate a bunch of stuff from Chainsaw lovingly.
I watch that. I totally forgot.
It's watch it at your own time. I mean, you can go through and probably find
the clips.
Find the clips. If it grabs you, it's popcorn. It's cheesy, drenched in gravy popcorn, not healthy for you at all. It actually makes my heart hurt. And it's just go first. Find yourself a good, solid game doc, so you know what the actual facts are. Because it's fun. It's more fun to go through and go, okay, so you don't want to for a second fall for it.
Yeah.
Because when we watch, we're going, this isn't right. Because I'm pretty sure I know enough of this just from like other documentaries and just exactly. I'm pretty sure he didn't murder 12 people. Like maybe I think it was one. I think it was like convicted of 2. He probably did 1, and 1 is probably in his head.
He was mostly exhumed corpses, right? Like,
he's a great murderer.
Yeah.
And it's fun because the monster show, it makes the ending, which I absolutely love until I start thinking about it.
Oh,
there's a part where they show Alfred Hitchcock and his wife and Anthony Perkins recreated making Psycho and the casting. I don't know if I can do this or not, and then. It shows a little bit. I'm a big Anthony Perkins fan. I remember I was like, I don't like the way they treated him in this. I think it was kind of excessive and a little bit exploitative. Just a fan of that. Not a fan of the way the show, but it was an interesting scene. And they go on and they have a scene where they show the end of Chainsaw, like they recreate it with a guy playing Gunnar Hansen in it. But it's just a movie, so you're watching Leatherface. Mm-hmm. I'm like, oh, that's a perfect angle. They're doing a good job of this. And then they show more of it. They have Toby Hooper. They recreate stuff from commentaries about how he's in a Sears and he saw a chainsaw. He says, there's a crowd here. And it goes on and recreates what he saw in his head where he just took the chainsaw to the crowd. The reality was the show, we haven't had a kill in 10 minutes. Let's give a chainsaw to Toby Hooper, have him kill everyone in his cell. Then have him go, oh, that'd be weird. But they have Hooper being like much angrier than I think he actually was. He was a pretty mellow dude.
Sure.
But it's beautifully done. It looks like him. They recreate the set. They recreate the costume. They didn't just go to Spirit and get like a trick or treat mask, which is pretty cool. And then they go on and they recreate a little bit of Silence of the Lambs with Buffalo Bill.
Oh,
Kind of the same thing. It's like, and it's really done, and they visually capture it, But then the very end of the series, okay, spoiler alert for people watching a show that I said was terrible. The last episode, the third Hobbit ending, after everyone's, the whole story's done, and they've had like a recap and a recap. They show modern day kids in a cemetery at Ed Gein's the graveyard. They topple his headstone. He looks over there and he sees, is that Norman Bates walking towards me? That's kind of weird. He looks over there and he sees, is that Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lambs walking towards me? And then they turn over there and it's middle of the night and it's Leatherface, full on chainsaw, and they recreate the dance. And it's just supposed to be like, it's the ghost of Ed Gein has inspired these people, these movies.
Oh, I see.
And the guy doing it, and it's beautiful.
But they have like an Avengers moment.
It really is, because they're not. They teamed up. They do a big circle camera shot. I'm always hungry. But the actors doing it are just such a solid. Like they have Anthony Perkins guy has like the shoulder pads in, makes him look more like Norman Bates.
Sure.
And it's really really well done. And then the Leatherface knows his stuff. The Gunnar Hansen proxy. And it's midnight, so he's dancing. He's wearing the costume from the end of the movie, in the sun. Does this, and the spin is perfect, and the camera follows him, and it's just a celebration of Leatherface, right? And I'm like, and my wife's like, "You happy now?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm so happy." And then we stop, and we're kind of like, "Oh, I've been talking," and I'm like, "Are they telling me I should be respectful of Ed Gein for inspiring my favorite?" Am I? Wait, and I'm like,
that is kind of the read there.
No, yeah, and it's like, because again, if you go back a little bit and you kind of say, okay, we could have saved a lot of, again, no one that was actually killed in this, but most of the stuff he did never happened, so we don't have to be sad for it.
Sure.
But if we're saying, if we would have gotten him medical attention and someone listened to him, no one would have died at all, and it could have been saved all the problem, and it's a cry for help. But also, it gave us Leatherface. Right. It gave us a Saw, maybe the Saw's family, and I'm just, I don't know what it's saying, but I've watched that ending 12 times.
Yeah. They should put a special thanks to the victims for giving us.
I bet you the victims, if they knew that we would have gotten Silence of the Lambs and Chainsaw, they would have been happy.
The sacrifice, yeah, it's a sacrifice.
We should give them a medal, an award.
That's messed up. I'm sorry to anybody who was killed by Ed Gein.
Yeah, the one lady who was in the thing. But that's why it's such a weird, and I can't recommend it. But I'm always, I talk about it, I kind of go, man, are you cool about this? Because it's, are you gonna be okay with this? Okay, because I'm not gonna walk down. I'm not gonna like post about it and go downstairs and say, hey, news anchor person, you should watch, fill in the blank. But I just love the it's like the Merkins and the band.
I'm not familiar.
It's a joke band, and even saying the name is somewhat questionable on there. But it's the one guy dressed as Leatherface. They do like Weird Al versions of songs.
I think I've seen.
I'm sure you've seen. I'm sure I've shared enough stuff. It's like they have a Michael Myers mask, and then they gave him like the buzzes and had him. He sang an Ice Baby, like Slice Baby.
Beautiful.
They've got a Freddy in with the realistic mask, and he'll do a whole song, and they got the whole bunch of the little Chucky guys animated goes through it.
Oh, that's fun.
But it's just, those are all the masks from the Trick or Treat studios that have like the good masks. But these guys, I give Monster credit for not just going out and getting those masks. They actually had actual masks made.
Yeah, that's cool.
So I'm like, okay, so they're not just cheaping it like they're going to cheap out an FX show, but still. I don't recommend it, but please watch. I want to talk about it.
Yeah, no, I'll definitely check out those scenes for sure. At the very least.
It's just, it shouldn't exist. But my point was, I'm hoping that if that gets any kind of traction, they're not going to make, like, the people that make that aren't going, Ryan Murphy's not going to make a chainsaw making of, but I was hoping that this, the Garantano guy could get some money now to make this, the making of that movie, because it just, a movie about those 48 hours. It'd be like the documentary about the shower scene.
Yeah.
A show about the making of it. I would just love to just, give a little Hooper some more love,
They should do like a have you ever seen Climax, I think it was called?
The big dance, the dance number thing?
Yeah. It's like a dance group that accidentally gets spiked with acid. It's all in one shot. So it's like the whole night. Yeah. They should do something like that, but it's make a 48-hour just one shot.
Really commit to it, yeah.
Just reshoot the whole scenes and everything.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah. I love they mentions like he had all these great ideas, like the was it? It's like a chicken head attached to something, but then like as the shoots were going on, it started to rot and just like it's like it kind of adds to it a little bit.
Yeah,
Like it looks
yeah.
cooler now. Other thing, Patton Oswalt pointed out was the humor of the movie because I think that gets overlooked a lot.
Yeah, I never see it as being funny.
Yeah,
And then Oswald and then the director goes, it's a black, was it a red comedy?
yeah.
And I'm like going, I get it, but like I never really was it Patton Oswalt? Was it he's the one saying how they're so inept? It's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it also like there's like the armchair and things like that.
The armchair is funny. Yeah.
And then I did always find humor, although I think probably at one point I was smug enough to think that I was laughing at the movie. But when they keep trying to get him to hit her with the hammer and he just can't do it. And then in I should have written these names down. The audition guy.
Okay.
Yeah. He mentions that when he was watching it, he was like laughing hysterically along with the.
He would be in on the joke, yeah. And the audience around him all gently moved away, and they kind of like,
just having a great time.
Now, meanwhile, he'd be in alternate universe. He saw Charlie Chaplin just cried the whole time and just screamed, oh no,
oh man, imagine the movies we could have gotten then.
Oh yeah, but I mean, like, there's the one outtake of Leatherface's chasing her into the barbecue place, and he does a little like Keystone Cop on his feet, like they're running, and he kind of goes bup bup bup, and like in the commentary, Hooper goes, "That's so funny," and I'm like, it just means he's big, and it's like and even as it comes back when I was a kid because I don't usually I'll rewatch the first couple of kills, like in the with the door. I've always found that door to be most powerful.
So good.
It's such a powerful thing, and I love how this doc shows all the alternate takes, and they picked the right one.
Mm-hmm.
But then I'm like, in alternate take, there's alternate universe. There's different takes of the hammer, and I'm like, would it be a different movie? Would it work as well? I think they picked the right one.
Yeah.
But on that commentary, he's on how funny it is. But what I was saying was, I'll rewatch the door. I'll rewatch the first couple of kills because it's fun and it's just the way it's put together and the feet shaking. It's an action movie. It's a horror movie.
Yeah.
But I don't rewatch the Sally's head in the bucket stuff. Not that I'm like I'm so sensitive to it. It's just hard to watch, and it's just like, and I know that the finger cut is real. It wasn't meant to be real. That's the thing about the paper cut. They had a little bulb, like you decorate a cake, not like an actual blood bulb, but like a little cake decoration, like a little tube, and then a little spout, and then he puts it on the knife, so you like it's here in your hand. So when you squeeze on it, but your back's to it, it just squirts a little bit of blood out. And I think it's Gunnar Hansen doing. I don't think it's the hitchhiker. And so he holds a finger up with a knife, and you're supposed to hold it so that you hide it, and he couldn't get it to work. And it's not a sharp knife, but he's trying to do it. And then you watch the take, he does it, and then he does it twice, thinking he's got it. But he's actually cutting her finger because he's so just trying to get it to work. And it's hour 48.
Yeah.
And it's so hot, and she's like, I didn't care. I couldn't. My hands are so raw from the ropes, and and if you watch the performance, Sally Hardesty, Marilyn Burns commits. The reason that works, I love Gunnar Hansen, Leatherface. He's a guy in a suit. I love the hitchhiker. Ed O'Neill is on his name. Ed O'Neill is I'm forgetting names now. Ed O'Neill is the dad from Modern Family and stuff.
Yeah.
But they're and the grandpa and Jim Sydow is the cook. They're all great, but it's Marilyn Burns should get more credit because she's freaking out.
Yeah,
she's fighting it. There's times when she's getting away, and they're having to hold her down because as an actress, she's like, if I fake it and let you hold me down, it's not going to sell, and I have to do it again. So I'm going to fight, and I'm going to hurt my back, and I'm going to try and get away. Yeah, because it's going to look like it. So all the power in the world to her, because it only works because she is 1,000% committing to it. And I have a hard time watching that because you feel her back give out because you know that he's doing it, and that finger cut. I think about my fingers cut. I don't watch that again, even though it's masterfully put together. And then you zone in, and everyone starts laughing, and then the eyes are getting bigger, and you're watching the hitchhiker. I'm going to grab the hammer, and when he goes for the hammer because the grandpa can't hold it anymore, that's her time to go. So you're watching for that crazy look on his face because when he jumps for it, because I've seen it 75 times, that's when she goes out the window.
Yep.
But I will watch Jerry and out in the dark 1,000 times. I think that's the greatest thing in the world when they're walking by because you know exactly when the saw comes down.
Yeah. That's the big scare of the movie.
And that's, you don't know what's going on, because even though you've seen them get off before, he doesn't use a saw. I mean, he uses it as a kitchen tool, but it's just out in the woods, and all of a sudden the saw comes on, and it's just, and bam, like, what is going on? It's just, it had to have been in a drive-in theater with, rickety 70s speakers in your window. It probably still works. That's what you're used to. But like, imagine the first time you saw that. If you could get lucky enough to see it in a theater for the first time with like surround sound, and that thing pops up, you've got to have staying seats in the theater. It's just got to be like a full body reaction.
Yeah.
Jerry.
I'll say we just hit 1 hour just now.
Oh, good. It's a record. I'm glad we're not just doing Chainsaw by this. We're doing Chain Reactions, because we're going to have to just, Chainsaw needs its own, like, we should read the whole series at some point. But yeah, definitely go into like some Patton Oswalt long form stuff, because he talks about movies in interviews. It's even if you don't like the movie he's talking about, his love of it, his appreciation of stuff like that it's like Bill Hader's all over YouTube talking about stuff, and it's just like his love of this stuff. It's infectious.
Yeah, I always joked about how if I ever watched a movie that I didn't like, but I really wanted to like it, I would listen to Kevin Smith talk about it, because he loves every movie. Yeah, and he's so good at like he's so infectious, I guess. What's the word? He's very good at passing that excitement along, and I think
he knows. Yeah, but Smith knows how hard it is to make a movie,
right?
But he'll make fun of Muse for like loving everything, but then he's like, I'm the same way at movies. If someone is in focus, it's the best thing ever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll even a bad movie. Like I don't want a bad mouth stuff just because there's enough negativity out there,
right? And
then I just didn't get fallen. But it's just having a movie get made, even something like Ghoulies 2. It still got made. It's still that's a success. But then the ones when they're magic and they're talking about this much,
yeah,
it's the greatest thing ever. But just Chainsaw is just. I do wonder if after watching this, like if Chainsaw, if I grew up with having a more appreciation for it, because I have this thing about underdog. I'm an underdog. Self-imposed. I'm a little loser in the corner. So I think things that aren't appreciated, like the middle child syndrome or whatever it is, I champion it. This is the person. This is the thing. This is the greatest thing ever. Everyone should like this, and then be annoyed by it. But like if no one liked Star Wars, right, where I was at, like I was in a town of chess players, would I be like having covered with chains with Star Wars tattoos? Would I be that guy right now? Would I be living in hog heaven because I've got 40,000 TV shows on of that? But instead, I'm like going, I was so happy when my kid found this at Spitzer. Like, oh, Spencer has they can't have that. That's the best thing ever. Like, and it's, oh, but quick, get it for me before it's gone. And my kid's like, there's 17 of them. They've been there for a month. There's no rush on this. Okay.
Yeah.
Someone in town had at a flea market had the trick or treat mask. I have the killing mask, which is that one. The first year it came out, didn't have any hair on it. It was just a mask, and I loved it. It was oh my god, it was one of those things I spent way too much money on it. We'll eat next week. And then they came out afterward with like little fake lips on it and a head of hair. And I'm like, oh, I can't do that. I can't have both. I can't spend that much money on it. And then there's a photo of it on a swap site at a flea market. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go on lunch just to see how much it is. And I'm going in there, and I'm like going, okay, if I don't do this and we push back this bill, I can probably do $100. And I've been working really hard. And my wife said I could do it. And she's the one showing me the picture and goes, okay, we're doing this. It's really, you really love this stuff. Go ahead. I go in there and it's $10. And I almost argued with the lady at the flea market saying, this must be labeled wrong. I'm here to buy this for $100.
How dare you?
How dare you? Yeah, exactly. How dare you not appreciate this man? And I'm like, I'm just like, and then they had a poster, which is like a cheap little, like a Hobby Lobby thing. It was labeled $100. And I'm like, oh, that should have been $10. So I should go tell them.
Yeah.
They've got the tag backwards.
You see?
Because they don't, you see, this is, and I get done, I'm like, I'm guilty about it. And I talk to my wife, and she's just like, I married a moron. Yeah, but you said I could have it. But really, honey, if it's a deal and they didn't, what's the label say? Texas mask. So they knew what they had, enough that it was Texas. And I'm like, I'm not going to hell. Okay, thanks. And I'm sitting there at the house. I'm like, I'm still waiting. I don't go back to the flea market again. If I go in there, they're going to catch me and say, you misappropriated, you know. It's so pretty though, man. It's got it's so good.
Yeah.
And I keep putting on the sequels in here in the background noise, just to have them on for it, because I don't want to overwatch the actual film over again and again and again and lessen it. I'm in here with the 3D one with Alexandra Daddario, whatever her name, and I'm sitting here kind of going, the Chainsaw is so good that it makes movies like the Chainsaw 3D thing better. You know, when it alludes to that kind of a movie, it makes me go, oh, this is what they're trying to do. They're also in the same. They're like the cousin of someone I really appreciate. So it's kind of like, you know, like Romero's daughter has the movie coming out right now. Oh, I want to see that because it may not be any good, but it's Romero's daughter.
Yeah.
So it's got to be something in there, you know.
Yeah, part of the family.
Yeah, exactly. Sure. The Saw's family. I look forward to hearing you with the sequels. And how far you get, because this is the same kind of thing like when I talk about the Jason or the Halloween movies, where you know, back in the day you got one, you had to wait 10, because Chainsaw is 74, Chainsaw 2 is like 85, and then like Chainsaw 3 is like 88, 89. It's like Batman types 89, and then Chainsaw 4 took forever to come out, like 96. I'm guessing when I saw them. Sure. And then of course you had a break, and then they had the remakes and the prequels. Every like 5 years we get one. So for me, it's like, oh, I got a new one. It's a new meal. I'm gonna love this. It'll be the greatest thing ever. Even like the weird the European one with the guys that did like whatever it was, the inside stuff. There's something in there. It's got a chainsaw. They're chasing around. Steven Dorff's in this one. But for you to watch them back to back, I wonder how far you could get before you start going, you know, maybe Star Wars. Maybe Star Wars. Maybe I'll get into some cantina dancing.
Was it the third one where the director was like, "Don't put my name on this"?
Yeah, Jeff Burr, and I love the third one. It's the one shot in California. It's got it's Kane Hodder, Jason fame, does the stunts, and he's like Jason in the lake, and it's New Line Cinema, so it's like the house that Freddie made, and it was going to be. We're all excited because we're gonna have Jason and Leatherface and Freddie all in the same production company in the same studio, so we're gonna have this big crossover thing, and then no one went. It's Ken Foray from Dawn of the Dead, and it's got Viggo Mortensen, who would go on to be like Lord of the Rings and stuff. It's just going to be this great. And I'm watching it, and I'm like, it's one of those things where people go, oh, there's no blood in it. But they shot it bloody, and then they just cut away, and you can't, it's like watching on TV when in the theater for an hour, and it's just like, oh, man.
That's so crazy to me that so many movies have fallen into that in the past where it's just like all this footage just unused.
Yeah. Well, then I love when they put it back in. It's like VHS quality on a Blu-ray.
Oh yeah,
and like your eyes are like, oh, what's wrong with my? That hurts. Like, my Bloody Valentine has that. They put the shots back in. And I'm like, going, just take them back out. You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, the Chainsaw 3. It's the same guy wrote that did like The Crow. David Chow. I always say it wrong. And like his love for it, because he'll talk about it on the commentary, and he'll talk with anybody if you ask him about it. He's like, yeah, if you guys want to come over and I'll tell you what actually is in the movie. It'll be great, you know. Like, yeah, please, I'll come over and talk about it. I'd be the guy who would meet him and just go, yeah, you're here. Oh my God, I'm meeting you. Remember that movie you hated from 40 years ago? Can I just talk to you about an hour and a half for that? And be like, no, put the cigarette butt out my forehead. Again.
All right, we should probably wrap this up. We're going to go, we can probably talk about this for another hour.
The idea of talking about Stephen King and his view on any of these movies would be an amazing kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, but this was the treat. I'm glad we jumped ahead and put this on here now, because I absolutely, this is a treat. I love this movie. Yeah,
it was very good. It was, and it's anytime that I can find a new way to appreciate a movie that I've seen before in in a new lens, and this offers lots of new lenses.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah, the way Mike look at it, I'll look at his movies differently now. Like, all this is inspired by Chainsaw. When I go in there and watch, his like Bushido Blade and stuff. I see a deep dive in Mike in your future.
Yeah, for sure. I have to. I probably have to desensitize myself a little bit. But until next time, though, you can find us on social media at TDMMVI pod. Pretty much everywhere. At the bottom of your screen, you can see where we're at, or you can email us directly at tdmmvipod@gmail.com. Any questions or any opinions you have, corrections about our wrong opinions or whatever, hit us up. And until next time, I'm Jesse Spitzer.
And I'm Gerald Lee saying, Spitzer, you're so good at that. I'm saying, all right, thank you guys.
I practice on my own when I'm
so good. Yeah. All right, good night, guys.
Yep, bye.